Step onto a cemetery with the wrong intentions, and your life could become a nightmare. Countless people have faced unexplained misfortunes simply by bringing home something they shouldn't have touched. Today, we reveal 9 deadly items that can bring someone else's misery into your home. We see cemeteries as quiet, somber places to say goodbye and honor the departed. But they're more than just burial grounds. They're a tangible boundary, a thin line between our world and the afterlife. The air is different here, heavy with something ancient and unknown. Even the silence sounds different, echoing the past. Every headstone, every path is steeped in history, grief, and powerful energy. This isn't just superstition. These places are real portals. Don't take them lightly. Don't stroll through them like a park, and definitely don't take anything. You have no idea what you might be bringing home along with that seemingly innocent souvenir from the realm of the dead. The price could be too high. What if taking even the most harmless item from a cemetery opens a door for someone else's misfortune to enter your life? A harmless coin or a pretty stone found among the headstones might seem innocent, but that's a dangerous assumption. Cemeteries are places where powerful energies converge: grief, sorrow, peace, sometimes even anger and unfinished business. Any object found there becomes saturated with this atmosphere. It becomes a magnet, attracting not only misfortune, but also someone else's destiny. Imagine, you're not just taking an object, you're taking a piece of another world, a piece that might be linked to a spirit, a curse, or simply a tragic story. And when you bring it home, you're literally opening a door for everything attached to that item. It's like bringing home something contaminated. You can't see the infection, but it's there, and it will take hold. Just a handful of dirt from someone else's grave can start a chain reaction of misfortune that will devastate your life. It will attach not only someone else's sorrow, but also all their unresolved issues to you. You have no idea the power hidden in that seemingly harmless handful. What could be more harmless than ordinary dirt? But if that dirt comes from a grave, it's no longer just soil. Every particle is saturated with the energy of the deceased, their memories, unspoken words, pain, and perhaps even their unfinished business. Bringing that dirt into your home is literally opening the door to someone else's fate. You're not just taking a handful of dirt, you're bringing someone else's past, someone else's suffering, and sometimes even someone else's curses into your life. This dirt becomes an anchor, attaching negativity to you. Your home may fill with unexplained sorrow, conflicts, and luck will start to slip away. This isn't just superstition, it's a real warning, because dirt from a grave isn't just dirt. It's part of someone who's gone, and that part shouldn't leave its resting place. She simply took some pretty artificial flowers from a grave to decorate her home. A harmless gesture, she thought. But within days, chaos erupted in her apartment, and she felt like she was being drained. What happened to those flowers? Flowers on graves, whether real or artificial, aren't just decoration. They're a gift, an offering to the departed, a symbol of respect and remembrance left by the living for the dead. When you take a flower like that, you're not just picking it up. You're committing an act of disrespect, like snatching a gift from the hands of someone who can no longer defend themselves. And that's very dangerous. The dead may react. They may feel offended. And then that seemingly innocent flower brought into your home will become a conduit for someone else's grief, sorrow, or even anger. it will attract negative energy, creating an atmosphere of gloom and discord in your home. Soon, you'll notice your strength leaving you, and unexplained problems will appear in your life. See a ring or a child's toy on a grave? 99% of those who took them faced unexplained losses and illnesses within the first year. It's not just an object, it's a curse waiting to cling to you. Among all the finds in a cemetery, personal belongings of the deceased are the most dangerous. A ring, a discarded coin, even a child's toy on a child's grave. These aren't just forgotten items. These are things that had direct contact with the person in life. They're literally saturated with their energy, their fate, their emotions. Taking them isn't just taking a souvenir. You're creating a direct, invisible link with the spirit of the departed. This link can draw someone else's pain, sorrow, unfinished business, or even curses into your life. Imagine putting on someone else's dirty shoes, shoes worn by someone with a tragic past. It's even worse than that. You risk attaching someone else's illness or a whole string of misfortunes to yourself. It's like opening Pandora's box, which was securely closed. Think a plain stone from a cemetery is just a stone? Once, after taking one, I felt icy shivers run down my spine. Then my life descended into chaos that drained all my energy. An ordinary stone, what's so special about it? But in a cemetery, even the simplest stone is more than just a rock. It lies there for years, decades, absorbing everything that happens around it. Grief, tears, silence, the energy of resting souls. The stone becomes a kind of memory device for this place. And when you take it, you bring that memory, that energy, directly into your home. Imagine it's not just a stone, but a small, dense ball of someone else's sadness. If the stone was on a grave, it might have been part of a ritual, or simply a silent witness to years of sorrow. Bringing it home risks disturbing the peace, attracting unexplained sorrow, melancholy, or even someone else's misfortunes. This object can become a source of constant negativity, slowly but surely poisoning your life, attracting problems and discord. They've stood there for centuries, guarding the peace. But touch a cross or a plaque on a grave, and you immediately break an ancient vow. And they don't want you to know the terrible punishment that will befall anyone who dares to take these sacred symbols. Crosses, plaques, various symbols on graves, these aren't just decorative elements or information about the deceased. They're powerful guardians, sacred signs, protecting the peace of the dead and separating their world from ours. They're placed there for a reason. Every cross, every inscription is a kind of seal holding energy and peace. Taking such an object is not only an act of vandalism, but a direct interference in the spiritual order. It's like tearing a page from a sacred book. You're not just taking an object, you're destroying protection. And there's always a price to pay. Anyone who dares to take these symbols risks incurring the wrath of not only the deceased, but also the forces guarding this place. The consequences can be devastating. Stop. Think a harmless twig or a pretty leaf from a cemetery won't do any harm? Stop. This seemingly trivial thing can become a bridge for foreign energies straight into your home. And that's just the beginning of the problems that will rain down on you. Trees, bushes, grass, everything in a cemetery is there for a reason. It's part of a special ecosystem, absorbing all the energy of this place for years. And when you break off a branch or pluck a leaf, you're not just taking greenery, you're creating an invisible bridge, a bridge through which someone else's sorrow, grief, or even the sadness of the deceased can enter your home. This twig is like an antenna, broadcasting heavy vibrations into your home. Your house may fill with unexplained sadness, and you'll feel drained. It's an invisible parasite draining your life force, bringing discord. Even the smallest part of a plant from a cemetery carries far more than it seems. A burning candle on a grave is a symbol of peace, but if you take it, that light will attract something far darker. You're not just taking wax, you're activating someone else's, possibly very dangerous ritual. Candles and oil lamps on graves are more than just sources of light. They're living symbols of memory, of prayer. Often they're part of very personal, even secret rituals. They're lit with a specific intention, with a message, or for protection. And when you take such a candle, even a burnt-out one, you're interfering. You're not just taking wax or glass, you're taking part of someone else's intention, someone else's request, and sometimes someone else's protection. This is extremely dangerous. If the object was part of magic, a payment, you could transfer all the consequences to yourself. It's like entering someone else's house without asking, taking something that doesn't belong to you, and the consequences will be unpredictable, very serious. You risk becoming the object of attention of the forces to whom the ritual was intended, and they won't be happy. This can bring unexplained misfortunes, illnesses, constant anxiety. What if taking someone else's photo from a grave isn't just taking a piece of paper, but attaching someone else's fate to yourself, a fate that will slowly destroy your life? A photograph isn't just an image, it's a frozen moment of life, a part of a person's soul. In a cemetery, where energies are particularly strong, someone else's photo becomes a powerful conduit. It carries not only the image, but also all the energy of the deceased, their fate, their unfinished business, their pain. Taking such a photograph is literally attaching yourself to that person. You're opening a channel through which their problems can flow into your life. Imagine taking on someone else's burden, someone else's curse, without even knowing it. This can lead to unexplained setbacks, illnesses, and the destruction of relationships. This isn't just superstition, it's a warning. A photograph on a grave belongs to the person in it, and it should remain where it belongs, so as not to disturb the peace of either the living or the dead. Coins left on graves aren't just money, they're payment, they're atonement, and whoever dares to take them will instantly transfer someone else's debts, misfortunes, and even curses onto themselves. You have no idea what price you'll have to pay. Coins lying on graves or monuments aren't just forgotten money, they're very important offerings. Often, they're left as a symbolic payment, a connection to the world of the dead. When you see such a coin and your hand reaches out to take it, stop. You're not just taking someone else's money, you're taking on someone else's debts, someone else's misfortunes, and sometimes someone else's curses. It's like signing a contract with unknown terms. You're literally stealing from the dead. And this action has a huge energetic impact. Your life can change dramatically. Financial problems, losses, unexplained obstacles will begin. You may feel burdened by someone else's load. This is one of the most dangerous finds, because the price for this change can be prohibitively high. When unexplained chaos began in my life after I took that thing from the cemetery, I knew I had to act immediately. But what exactly should I do to break this terrible connection before it destroyed everything? If you've already made this mistake and brought something home from a cemetery, don't panic, but you need to act quickly and carefully. First, never throw such an item in the regular trash. And don't give it to someone else so you don't pass on the negativity. You need to return it. Take it back to the same cemetery where you found it. Ideally, put the item back in the same place. If that's not possible, leave it on any grave, but be sure to say to yourself, "I'm returning what I took. It's not mine. I don't need it. Let it return to where it came from." Don't look back. Leave immediately. When you get home, take a shower, or better yet, do a light cleansing with salt. Sprinkle salt on the doorstep, then sweep it up and throw it away far from the house. This will help minimize the consequences. Now you know about these dangerous objects and their dire consequences. But the world of the spiritual holds many more secrets. To avoid missing the next shocking revelations and to protect yourself from invisible threats, subscribe to Mysteries of the Spirit right now and support this video with a like.